Steam Machine price leak.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering because at some point in time on WAN Show we said expected prices, didn't we? Didn't we both guess?
We've talked about it. I've guessed in a dedicated video on LTT.
So what did you get? Because I know I have guessed, but I don't remember what I said. So what did you guess?
I don't remember my guess.
There's also a note that I think you just flashed it on screen. People are saying this is all BS. It might be. We have no idea. It's a leak or a rumor or whatever. But there's also people that have noted that in Czechia, the tax is included in the price. So this would be with tax.
Okay. So my guess, and yeah, this could be total. This could be total nonsense. And it might just be BS. How did this comment get?
Oh yeah, it surprised me as well.
Top up voted on Reddit of all places.
Yeah.
You know what? That's fine. Okay. Anyway, the point is, my guess, according to the AI overview, imagine using AI to find your own information. It does sound right though. My guess was apparently $6.99. However, I did pull the totally. I'm expecting from 700, 800. Wait. Okay, yeah. Vice says I believe $6.99. Apparently, that's what I said. However, I did pull the totally BS move of saying, barring any major changes in the market, which was because DRAM was like looking like it was going to go parabolic.
So you said $6.99
US. Yep. Which
so it looks like their tax on electronics there, if I'm correct with the Googling, is 21%.
Okay. So what's $6.99 times 21%? It's about another $130 or something like that. So $830. So I could be off by over $100 if it's just a straight conversion.
There's very likely
plus
also
tax
like usually when you have something come up here, it'll be like, yeah, it's price converted and then also rounded up to the highest closest 99. So there's also stuff going on like that. Miss me with that sales tax BS here in Oregon?
Yeah.
Oh, right, because they don't have it. Neat, cool. But what we're talking about is why the listed price on this leak might actually be higher than you might expect, even if the leak is true, which is because the tax might be included in this price because they include tax in their price in this region.
J Christ 08 says people say the retailer adds 17% margin as well. Sounds like a credible person. Yeah, we already knew that part. Yeah. But then also margin for this retailer.
So all of that combined.
Oh, okay. I might be really close.
Might land it pretty close. This is what I was trying to effectively get to. Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. I wasn't expecting really to be right because I know there's so much
regional
volatility.
Pricing plus tax being included plus retailer markup not coming directly from Steam, all that kind of stuff might land it pretty close to what was expected.
I think the conversation now is kind of the branching decision tree then. So if this is right, and it actually ends up being like $900 to $1,000 US, is it DOA to you?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so at all.
I yield the floor.
One thing is I'm wondering about competing devices that include a Windows license, if they will be priced competitively still after some of these vendors update their prices to reflect increasing DRAM prices, both in the honestly across the system because a variety of different things use DRAM these days. GPUs are going up in price. Everything else is going up in price. So like, is this actually not that competitive? It might still be cheaper because of no Windows. It might still be cheaper because of a variety of different reasons. Pricing is going through the freaking roof right now. Correction
for people who are about to tell him that nobody buys Windows. They definitely do.
Especially when they're buying pre-builds,
yes,
which this effectively is.
But then Windows also doesn't cost that much as a license on a pre-built machine.
Yeah. Do you know how much it is?
I don't remember. It's a lot less than retail, but it also significantly depends on your agreement with Microsoft. Like at NCIX, retail was like $100, $110, and our cost was like $90. Like, it wasn't much lower, but we also weren't like a proper SI. And I think a big part of the reason that we couldn't get proper SI pricing was that they knew that we would just sell OEM copies to regular retail customers.
For sure.
And so they like couldn't trust us with it, essentially.
I'm trying to find,
and that was true not just of NCIX, but the retail sort of PC hardware channel in general. You can't trust those guys to like abide by a licensing terms thing, which from a consumer standpoint is pretty, awesome and pro-consumer. It's just that from Microsoft's, hey, we'd like to get the money that we intended for this particular licensing terms agreement is not conducive to that.
I'm trying to figure out how much it costs. Oh, here we go.
While you're working on that, Amaker in Floatplane chat says, but do you think Valve saw the reaction to your price estimate not being ridiculously angry and just went with it? No, I don't. I don't think I have that kind of influence.
Yeah.
It's so funny that my job title has literally become, as the terms have changed, has become an influencer, and I legitimately do not have nearly as much influence as a lot of people seem to think I do.
I think you said this last show as well. I think you're absorbing that term in the wrong direction, in my opinion. I think when most people say influencer, they don't mean of companies. They mean of the audience.
True. No, that's 100% true.
So they're not talking about your ability to influence Valve or NVIDIA.
Well, a lot of people in the audience think it goes both ways, though.
Right. It for sure does.
I think there are a lot of people in the online media / influencer space who pretend that it does as well.
I think there's definitely the ability to influence rage within a company at certain employees for doing certain things. So if something goes poorly, a high up that sees that thing go poorly might crush down on someone for it. But if that was literally what they were intending and you're like, I don't like it because price go up.
Yeah, we're not having any kind of real impact on high level decisions. I mean, if online anger from influencers and fans or whatever could affect major decisions at large companies, like Disney's Star Wars leadership would not be what it is right now.
Yeah. But yeah, I still think this has viability. There's also that another aspect to this that you've talked about fairly extensively at this point, which is the top 10% of earners buying 50% of things.
The K-shaped economy.
Does this really affect the top 10% of earners?
No, but I also don't think that they were necessarily going to be after such a mainstream product in the first place.
Level? I don't know. I think
you can get a lot more PC for $1,000.
Yeah, but I don't think being top 10%. I don't think being top 10% earner means
you're savvy.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I think it's like, oh, cool, Steam has more hardware. I really like the Steam Deck. I'd be cool with more Steam stuff.
I'll just attach it to my PC.
I'll buy the Steam box thing that can play video games on my TV. That's awesome.
So next week, we're going to be shooting me building my own Steam machine.
Hold on. 10% is still a huge market. No, it's 10% of income earners are 50% of the purchasing market.
Yeah, so the top 10% of earners are responsible now for 50% of U.S. spending. This is specifically in the U.S.
Which, for a wide variety of reasons, is super bad.
Is wild.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely mind-blowing. Like, you can literally target the top 10% and you can hit half of the spending in the entire U.S. market. And when you consider how much lower margin that other the products you're selling to that other 90% are, because they're going to be more entry-level products, all the lucrative opportunities, I shouldn't say all, but many of the lucrative opportunities can be had by only targeting the very, very top earners in that market. No, so Balster says it's bad, but it's still 35 million people they can sell to? No.
That's not what's going on.
That's completely besides the point. The point is that when brands are targeting their product development and their marketing, they can just ignore 90% of Americans. And, those 90% can go, hey, please, we're drowning and we can't afford this. And brands can be like, don't care, because they can access 50% of the consumer spending, the far more lucrative, far more profitable spending, by only targeting the top percent of earners. That's the point.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, yeah. When you're looking at amount of sales, it's 50% of sales are to 10% of people.
Nicholas Cage says Nvidia has entered the chat. Yeah, that's a prime example. That was exactly what gave me the epiphany about this. Was like, I was trying to put together how all gamers seemingly are so angry at Nvidia, and yet Nvidia's gaming revenue keeps going up. And I was like, everyone's mad. They keep selling more GPUs. Their market share keeps being over 90%. How do I reconcile these? Well, right, it's because those 90% are a very loud voice, but not a very powerful voice to people to whom the only language that matters is how much of my shit you're buying. And that was how I kind of finally put it together, and I went, oh, right. So these angry gamers, I mean, you might as well be someone who pirated the movie complaining that you didn't like the plot. Literally, you don't matter. You have no voice to a company whose only language is money. And that's just the case. Once an organization gets large enough, is everything boils down to a spreadsheet, to a finance document, right? You literally have no voice if you're not exchanging money with this company. Dead antisocial in Floatplane chat says, buy more money. Yeah, well, yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, so I still think it'll be interesting for that 10% of people, which means that if that is true, if it is interesting to those 10% of people, then it will probably be successful.
Chapper88 says, is there a do your own Steam Machine video coming? Yes. I finally get to build it next week. Nice. I've been out of town, so Justin and Jordan got to have some of the fun without me, but it's going to be in the original Steam Machine prototype case that Valve sent out, completely overhauled hardware.
That's awesome.
Like cutting edge AMD processor for both CPU and GPU, like super fast machine. It's still going to use all commodity hardware. So unlike the official Steam Machine 2026, whatever year they attach to it, it will be upgradable in the future. And we tried to make it match the OEM Steam Machine experience in every way. And we were not able to get there for reasons that we'll get into in way more detail in the video, but it's good enough. It's good enough for me, and I'm pretty excited about it.